How to plant. You can plant in a single row, next, a double row, a wide row, and grow vertically. Now, for instance, when I do my onions, I don't want to plant 3 things of onions, okay? I don't want 3 rows that far apart using up that much. So I plant an onion here, an onion here, and an onion here. 6 inches apart. Another onion here, here. And that way, the water line goes down, waters it all 3, and I get 3, like, wide rows. I love wide rows because some plants, it just makes sense. Even my cabbage, again, I plant 1 cabbage here and 1 cabbage. I think, how big is that cabbage going to get? 1 here and 1 here, and then I have my water in between it. Okay? Square foot gardening, it's a great place to start, but they tell you, smaller, and I don't like that. I prefer at least an 8-inch raised bed. Okay, how do I plant? Read the packet. It's 3 times the thickness of the seed. So if you have a little tiny carrot seed, it doesn't need to go very deep. The problem is it dries out if you don't. So you either have to have soil, you use the grass, or because I'm planting in this, and this is what goes on the top. Before I had this, I actually, you had the great big old pot last year, and you had your flowers in it. Well, you need to take part of it out, just put some fresh soil in it this year. I would always save that and just put that right over my carrots. It was perfect. It had enough of the organic matter that it held that moisture in, and they germinated beautifully. So you can just use the old potting soil and put it on top and do it, just a tiny bit. Okay. Oh, and the handout, on the back of it, it tells you the planting depth for seeds only. Okay? Okay. How deep do I plant transplants? You plant them, like I said,
That's not deep enough.
this is not deep enough. I would be taking this one off and I would be planting it about to here. And tomatoes, I plant them much deeper. Sometimes we've had tomatoes that we've raised and they've got so long, we actually have gone and planted them like this. And they will root all the way across, but we've got it this far underneath. And they root all the way up. And so you see it over here, but you realize there's still root over here. Tomatoes, especially strawberries, are your exception. I was going to bring one, I forgot. Strawberries, you can't plant much. You just can't. If you plant too deep, they will die. They come out like this. You hit them about there, and if you even go buy strawberries to be transplanted, that's great. Plant it and just put a little bit of soil around the top of it, because if you don't put any, it will dry out and it will die. But just put a very little amount around just to hold the moisture in that. Okay, plant your taller plants on the north and the east side of the gardens. Why? Right? I just did a really stupid thing and planted my tomatoes right here. So great. Planted my onions. It was so great. And the tomatoes got up this tall, and I had the smallest onions I've ever had in my life because they didn't get enough. Yeah, this is. I get very large onions, and these are not the biggest I've got. This is just at the end of the crop, okay? This is the end for this year. But I did want to show you guys that we're eating still out of the garden squashes. This is spaghetti squash. These are beets. This is a Cylindra beet. I like Cylindra beets because they don't go woody. And they're wonderful. C-Y-L-I, Cylindra. I love these beets. These are really, really good. And this is what my husband loves, is pickle beets. And so they're all ready, just decides to go in. But I can plant these in the spring, and they last. And then this is now. how many months since I mean, you can feel they're just firm as can be. And one year I forgot as I cleaned out, and I left one in there and I went back, and I thought, well, I'll just dump out all this stuff. It was still this firm. Want to test that?
Are you saying you left it in the ground or you
Tell me,
harvested
I
it?
left it in how I store them. And I left it in there and it was still firm. 1 year, you know, I mean, I took it out in October. The next October, I went to, put some more in and I found it and I was like, you're still firm. You've been here all summer.
So you pulled out in October and put it in the cold storage, or where did you?
I put it in cold storage, yes, yes. I have a root cellar built into my house, but there's other ways to do it. Okay, so, and I told you about the wind cans, and stuff, and I usually, a lot of people use hot caps, and I've used them for years, but I'll tell you, a hot cap was not, it's made it through those gusts we had the other night, it just won't, they'll collapse on you. Okay, Wall of Water are fabulous. They are, they don't last too many years, and then the plastic starts to deteriorate. If you have a wall, which a lot of you probably do have walls, I don't have a wall because we just have little fences, because we have cows behind us and stuff like that. So, a wall will help to get that wind. And you know, if you've got that in your yard, that's fabulous. Okay, you can use cardboard. Some people will just take a piece of cardboard. Again, that wind would take it and they're a little longer than this, and put it over like this, and it works. But the problem is the wind will take dust. Marie, the wooden shakes.
I didn't bring them, I didn't act.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've seen them where they've used wooden roof shakes and done that. So that they can, and it gives them a chance to acclimate. You know, you can use that if you don't have the opportunity to get to acclimate. You can use something like that.